Senior women are being told that castor oil is the natural miracle for wrinkles. And yes, castor oil can hydrate the skin. It can create glow. It can temporarily smooth fine lines. But here's the question no one is asking. If castor oil is so powerful, why do wrinkles keep returning? Here's what's really going on inside your body. After menopause, collagen production drops dramatically. In some women, up to 30% in the first 5 years. Estrogen declines. Insulin resistance often increases. Cortisol becomes more disruptive, and the skin, which is a living metabolic organ, reflects what's happening internally. So when you apply castor oil alone, you're moisturizing the surface, but you're not fully activating the deeper biological pathways that build collagen, improve elasticity, and repair aging tissue. Skin aging is not just a skin problem, it's a hormonal, metabolic, and inflammatory process. Today I'm going to show you why castor oil by itself is incomplete and the specific oil you should blend it with to actually stimulate collagen signaling, support the skin barrier, and improve wrinkle depth naturally. We'll talk about the physiology of aging skin, how estrogen and insulin affect collagen, why certain fatty acids act like messengers in the skin, and the simple at-home protocol that can amplify results safely. This isn't about chasing trends. It's about understanding biology and working with it. If you care about aging powerfully, not just cosmetically, this conversation matters. Let's tackle the first misunderstanding head on. Castor oil hydrates your skin, but hydration alone doesn't build new collagen. This is where many well-meaning beauty tips fall short. Here's what's really going on inside your skin. Castor oil is rich in ricinoleic acid, a fatty acid that creates a barrier on the surface of your skin. This barrier reduces water loss and makes skin feel softer and more supple. That's why people notice a plumped look. It's moisture, not new protein formation. But let's break down what collagen actually is. Collagen is a structural protein produced by cells called fibroblasts deep in the dermis. It gives skin its strength, elasticity, and bounce. Dry skin may look wrinkled, but wrinkles that run vertically or sit deep, especially in postmenopausal women, are linked to structural deficits, not just surface dryness. Here's a simple analogy. Think of your skin like a house wall, moisture, the paint that makes it look fresh, collagen, the bricks and mortar holding the structure up, falling estrogen, loss of construction workers. Castor oil can refresh the paint, but it doesn't lay new bricks. And here's the science behind that. After menopause, estrogen levels drop, and research consistently shows this reduction correlates with a dramatic decline in collagen content, elasticity, and skin thickness. In the first 5 years after menopause, women can lose as much as 30% of collagen types I and III, the very proteins that keep skin firm and youthful. That's why scientific reviews on skin aging emphasize hormonal influence over mere cosmetic hydration. Estrogen isn't just a nice to have. It's a biological signal that tells fibroblasts to produce collagen. Now, here's the critical practical takeaway. Castor oil alone may help surface hydration, but it doesn't meaningfully stimulate the deeper collagen-building machinery. Without supporting metabolism, hormones, and nutritional cofactors, the cells that make collagen aren't activated, no matter how much oil you apply. Now, let's go one layer deeper. If castor oil isn't the root solution, what is the real driver behind accelerated wrinkles in senior women? Here's what's really going on inside your body. After menopause, estrogen declines sharply, and estrogen is not just a reproductive hormone, it is a collagen-regulating signal. Fibroblasts, the cells that manufacture collagen, have estrogen receptors. When estrogen binds to these receptors, it stimulates collagen synthesis and reduces collagen breakdown. When estrogen falls, two things happen. Collagen production slows, collagen-degrading enzymes increase. What the research shows is that within the first 5 years after menopause, women can lose up to 30% of skin collagen. After that, the decline continues at about 2% per year. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of estrogen as the foreman at a construction site. When the foreman is present, the workers build efficiently. When the foreman leaves, production slows and maintenance falls behind. Your skin's structural integrity begins to weaken, not because you suddenly aged overnight, but because the signaling system changed. Now here's where metabolism enters the picture. Low estrogen also shifts fat distribution and increases insulin resistance. That means higher circulating insulin levels in many postmenopausal women. And elevated insulin does something damaging to collagen. It increases glycation. Glycation is when excess glucose binds to collagen fibers, making them stiff and brittle. These damaged fibers are called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. Stiff collagen doesn't bend, it cracks, and that shows up as deeper wrinkles. So now we see the real picture. Lower estrogen reduces collagen production, higher insulin accelerates collagen damage, surface hydration cannot reverse structural breakdown. This is why skin aging is metabolic aging. So, what can we do? Here's your first internal protocol: prioritize protein intake. Aim for 1.0, 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily to support collagen amino acids like glycine and proline. Stabilize blood sugar, reduce refined carbohydrates, increase fiber, and include healthy fats to prevent insulin spikes. Support liver detoxification. Cruciferous vegetables help metabolize estrogen properly. Sleep deeply. Growth hormone released during sleep supports tissue repair. When internal signaling improves, topical treatments become far more effective. Now we're ready to talk about the missing partner to castor oil, the oil that actually helps activate repair pathways instead of simply sealing the surface. That's where this becomes practical. Now we arrive at the critical turning point. If castor oil alone mainly seals moisture, what should you combine it with to actually support collagen and wrinkle reduction? Here's what's really going on inside your skin. Castor oil is extremely thick and highly occlusive. That means it forms a barrier. While that helps prevent water loss, it can also limit oxygen exchange and slow proper barrier signaling if used alone, especially in mature skin. What aging skin often lacks is linoleic acid. Linoleic acid is an essential omega-6 fatty acid. It's not just a moisturizer, it's a structural component of the skin barrier and plays a role in regulating inflammation and cell turnover. Research in dermatology has shown that reduced linoleic acid levels in the skin are associated with impaired barrier function and increased dryness and irritation, particularly in aging populations. Now here's the key. Oils naturally rich in linoleic acid, like rosehip seed oil or grapeseed oil, are lighter, more penetrative, and support barrier repair rather than just sealing the surface. When blended with castor oil, something powerful happens. Castor oil locks in hydration. Linoleic-rich oil restores barrier signaling. Vitamin E, naturally present in many plant oils, protects collagen from oxidative damage. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Castor oil is like plastic wrap. Linoleic-rich oils are like breathable athletic fabric. Plastic wrap traps moisture. Breathable fabric protects while allowing healthy exchange. You need both, but in balance. Here's the practical protocol I recommend. Mix 1 part castor oil with 2 parts rosehip seed oil or grapeseed oil. Apply a small amount to damp skin at night. Gently massage upward for 2 to 3 minutes to increase circulation. Use 3 to 4 times per week. Not daily. Massage itself increases blood flow, which improves nutrient delivery to fibroblasts. And here's something important. Vitamin E in these oils helps neutralize free radicals generated by UV exposure and inflammation, which otherwise degrade collagen fibers. Now let's zoom out. You can apply the perfect oil blend, you can massage consistently, you can hydrate beautifully, but if chronic inflammation is high, collagen degradation will continue beneath the surface. Here's what's really going on inside your body. As we age, especially after menopause, oxidative stress increases. Mitochondria become less efficient. Blood sugar fluctuations become more common. Cortisol patterns may become disrupted. All of these factors increase inflammatory cytokines. And inflammatory cytokines activate enzymes called MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases. MMPs break down collagen. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine you're building a new wooden deck. Collagen production is like installing fresh boards. MMPs are like termites quietly chewing underneath. If you don't control the termites, it doesn't matter how often you repaint the deck. Now here's the metabolic connection. Elevated insulin and high glycemic diets increase oxidative stress. Chronic sleep deprivation increases cortisol, and excess visceral fat tissue produces inflammatory signals that further accelerate collagen loss. This is why skin aging mirrors metabolic aging. So what does the research consistently support? Blood sugar stability reduces glycation stress. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce inflammatory signaling. Adequate sleep lowers nighttime cortisol. Resistance training increases growth hormone and improves insulin sensitivity. Here's your internal anti-collagen breakdown protocol. Anchor each meal with 25 to 35 grams of protein. Add omega-3 rich foods like wild salmon or sardines 2 to 3 times per week. Strength train at least twice weekly to improve insulin sensitivity. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep in a dark, cool room. Avoid late night sugar spikes. And here's something powerful. Even a 10–15% improvement in insulin sensitivity can reduce systemic inflammatory markers. Small shifts compound. When inflammation drops, your topical oil blend becomes exponentially more effective because now the internal environment supports repair instead of breakdown. Now let's explore the final critical piece: why collagen production depends on specific micronutrients and how to ensure your body actually has the raw materials to rebuild. Now let's talk about something that almost no beauty conversation addresses. Collagen is not created from hope. It is built from raw materials. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Collagen synthesis requires three main amino acids: glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline. These come from dietary protein, but protein alone isn't enough. Your body also requires vitamin C to cross-link collagen fibers, zinc to activate repair enzymes, copper for collagen maturation, iron for oxygen delivery to fibroblasts. Without these cofactors, fibroblasts simply cannot assemble strong, resilient collagen, even if estrogen signaling is optimized. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of collagen production like baking bread. Protein is the flour, vitamin C is the yeast, minerals are the heat. If any one piece is missing, the bread collapses. Now here's what we see clinically in many senior women. Lower stomach acid reduces protein absorption. Appetite decreases, leading to lower total protein intake. Chronic dieting reduces micronutrient reserves, so even if you're applying the right oil blend externally, the internal construction site may be undersupplied. Here's the practical protocol. Consume 25–35 grams of high-quality protein per meal. Prioritize eggs, wild fish, grass-fed meats, or collagen-rich bone broth. Include vitamin C-rich foods daily: citrus, kiwi, bell peppers. Consider 10 to 15 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides in the morning, paired with vitamin C for better utilization. Ensure adequate zinc intake through pumpkin seeds or seafood. Avoid excessive alcohol, which impairs collagen synthesis and increases oxidative stress. What the research consistently shows is that protein intake above the minimum RDA, especially in older adults, supports muscle and connective tissue maintenance. And skin is connective tissue. If this is resonating with you, consider subscribing. I focus on these root cause strategies that support long-term metabolic resilience. Because when you combine internal nutrient sufficiency, inflammation control, hormonal support, and the correct topical oil blend, you're no longer guessing, you're working with physiology. Now let's bring this all together into a simple, sustainable weekly strategy you can start immediately. Let's bring this down to something practical. Because information without implementation does not change biology. If you are a senior woman wanting to improve collagen, reduce wrinkles, and age with strength, this is the integrated weekly framework I recommend. Think of it as a three-layer system. Layer 1, internal signaling. Layer 2, structural nutrition. Layer 3, topical support. Here's what that looks like in real life. First, stabilize insulin daily. Start your morning with 30 grams of protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, or a collagen smoothie with added fiber. Avoid beginning the day with refined carbohydrates. When insulin spikes early, glycation begins early. Anchor lunch and dinner with protein and colorful vegetables. This stabilizes blood sugar and reduces inflammatory signaling that activates collagen-degrading enzymes. Second, stimulate repair twice per week. Resistance training, even light dumbbells or resistance bands, increases growth hormone and improves insulin sensitivity. Growth hormone supports tissue repair, including skin. You are not exercising just for muscles. You are sending a regeneration signal. Third, nourish collagen building blocks daily. Add 10–15 grams of collagen peptides in the morning with vitamin C. Ensure zinc intake through whole foods. Hydrate adequately. Fourth, manage cortisol rhythm. Sleep before 11 p.m. whenever possible. Keep the room dark and cool. Chronic cortisol elevation accelerates collagen breakdown. Now, the topical layer, 3 to 4 nights per week. Mix 1 part castor oil, 2 parts rosehip seed oil or grapeseed oil. Apply to damp skin. Massage gently for 2 to 3 minutes upward. Do not overuse. Skin also needs time to breathe and regulate itself. Here's the key point I want you to remember. Skin responds best when internal inflammation is low and metabolic signaling is stable. When insulin is balanced, when protein intake is sufficient, when sleep is deep, fibroblasts can do their job. The oil blend enhances, it does not replace. Now let's close by reinforcing why this matters beyond wrinkles. Because this is about longevity, not vanity. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Wrinkles are not simply a surface issue. They are a reflection of structural protein loss, hormonal shifts, metabolic signaling, and inflammatory load. Castor oil alone hydrates, but hydration is not regeneration. Here's what we uncovered. After menopause, estrogen declines and collagen production drops. Insulin resistance accelerates glycation and stiffens collagen fibers. Chronic inflammation activates enzymes that degrade your skin structure. Without adequate protein, vitamin C, and minerals, your body cannot rebuild collagen. And when you blend castor oil with a linoleic acid-rich oil, you enhance barrier repair and protect collagen more effectively than using castor oil alone. This is root cause thinking. When you stabilize blood sugar, nourish your body with sufficient protein, strength train to improve insulin sensitivity, and sleep deeply, you change the biological environment in which your skin ages. Then, and only then, does the right topical strategy amplify results. Healthy aging is not about chasing products, it's about aligning physiology. So here's your challenge. Choose one change today. Maybe it's increasing your protein intake. Maybe it's blending your oils properly. Maybe it's committing to 2 resistance sessions this week. Track how your body responds. Because your skin is listening to every metabolic signal you send. If this added value to your health journey, like the video and subscribe to join others who are optimizing their health naturally, calmly, intelligently, and sustainably. Your biology is not your enemy. When you understand it, you can work with it, and that's where real transformation begins.